Hello everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay, can you see the screen?
yes,
Okay, we are about to start our last session. We are now 6. How are you?
Fine,
I hope
thank you.
everything went well. Today we will describe and start our new lesson, which is the past perfect simple. Our new lesson for today is the past perfect simple. What is the use or usage of the past perfect simple? We use it for two uses. The first one is for an action which was completed before a specific time in the past. When I'm talking about action finished and completed before a specific time or um, definite time in the past. Like this example, they had dinner by 8 o'clock. They had dinner by 8 o'clock means they had eaten dinner by 8 o'clock means before 8 o'clock they had their dinner, okay, or they finished their dinner before 8 o'clock. So this is the first use of the past perfect simple tense. We use it to express an action which finished before a specific time or definite time in the past. Like this example, they had dinner by 8 o'clock. Okay, this is the first use. How can we form the past perfect? We can form it by two arms.
سماح.
Arm, yes. Yes, who said Mrs. Sameh?
Why is there two heads?
Jana? Yes.
هو ليه في اتنين heads? Yes.
Raise your
Why
voice,
is
Jana.
there two heads?
Raise your voice. I can't
Why
hear
is
you well.
there two heads?
Why?
Why is there two heads?
Because the form of the past perfect is had plus the past participle of the verb. Here we put had or we used had as the model of the past perfect, and the other had is the past participle of have, means eat. I can say this sentence by they had eaten dinner, or I can say they had dinner. The two had here, one for the helping verb of the past perfect, and one for the main verb of the sentence. So the first had is the helping verb of the past perfect, and the second had is the main verb of the sentence. I can say this sentence by other way. They had eaten dinner, or they had dinner. Like when you say in the present tense, I eat a sandwich every day, or I have a sandwich every day. They are the same. Here have equal eat. So here had equal eaten. Okay, did you get the point, Jana?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Then we will talk about the second use. So the first use of the past perfect to express an action happened before a specific time in the past or or definite time in the past. What is the second use of the past perfect? For an action which was completed before another action in the past. When I'm talking about action happened and finished before another action in the past, I can use the past perfect tense. What is the form of the past perfect? Had plus the past participle of the tense. Like this example. Sam had done all his shopping by the time we met. Here we have two actions. Sam had done all his shopping. This is the first action. And the second we met. So there are two actions happened in the past. The first action had done, the second action met. When I have two actions happened in the past, I want to differentiate between them to see who happened first and who happened next. Uh, to differ or make difference between them, we can make the first action in the past perfect and the second action in the past simple. Like, for example, if yesterday you did your homework, then you watch TV. I want to know which happened first. So you want to tell me what happened first by saying, I had done my homework, then I watched TV. So had done is the first action. Watched is the second. Again, if I have got two actions happened in the past, the first action must be in the past perfect tense, and the second action must be in past simple. Past simple, normal past simple, the second part or the second form of the verb. Met, went, saw, played, and so on. Okay? Again, I'm going to repeat the usage of the past perfect. The first use is for an action happened before specific time in the past. The second use is for an action which happened before another action in the past. Okay? What is the form of the past perfect? As I said before, had plus the past participle of the verb. Had plus the past participle of the verb. What is the past participle? The third form of the verb. Like go, went, gone. Here I want gone. See, saw, seen. Here I want seen plus had. Had eaten, had seen, had met, had played, and so on. This is the form of the past perfect simple. What are the time expressions, the words that we use with the past perfect simple? We have got four types or four words. As soon as soon as equal after, before equal by the time. Why do we use these words? To order your sentence or to order your speech, to show what happened first and what happened next. Okay? When two actions, as I said before, when two actions happened in the past, the first action must be in past perfect and the second action must be in past simple. Okay? As I said before, the first action or the further action which happened first must be in past perfect simple. And the second action which happened next must be in the past simple tense. I'll give you an example. I had played the guitar before I met my friends. What happened first? I had played. What happened next? I met my friends. So to order your actions which happened in the past, we put or we use the first action in the past perfect tense and the second action in the past simple tense. How can I use as soon as and after? As soon as and after must be followed by the first action. The first action, which is in past perfect. And the second sentence must be in the second action, which is the past simple. Let's take an example. After the teacher had arrived, the students sat down. What happened first? The teacher had arrived. What happened second? The students sat down. When did we use after or where? I put it before the first action. So after must be followed by the first action. After and as soon as. Can I put them in the middle of the sentence? Of course. But remember, you must remove the comma. If I use the linking word in the middle of the sentence, I don't use a comma. Okay? But it must be followed by the first action, which is in the past perfect tense. Look at the same example, but by using as soon as in the middle of the sentence. The students sat down as soon as the teacher had arrived. Who can tell me what is the first action here? What happened first? I have got Jana, Kinsey, Zainab. What is the first action here? The student sat down or the teacher had arrived? What
The
happened
teacher
first? Yes, Zainab?
uh, the teacher had
The
arrived.
teacher had arrived happened first. Excellent. Excellent. And the second is the students
Sit down.
sat down. Perfect. Thank you, Zainab. What about before and by the time? Before and by the time are the opposite of after and as soon as. Before and by the time followed by the second action, and its form is past simple, and the other sentence is in the past perfect tense. Let's applicate the last example on this rule. Before the student sat down, the teacher had arrived. Where did I use before? Before the second action, which is in the past simple. Okay? Let's use here also by the time. The teacher had arrived by the time the student sat down. So let's summarize what we had said. The use of the past perfect tense, we can use it to express two things. First, action happened in the past before specific time. The second use is to express an action happened before other action. What are the time expressions or the linking words that we can use with the past perfect tense? We have got two types. The first type is after and as soon as. The second type is before and by the time. After and as soon as must be followed by the first action, had plus past participle. Before and by the time must be followed by the second action, which is in the past simple. Is it clear? It's our lesson for today. Okay? Last thing that we are going to talk about is until. Until is like after and as soon as. Must be followed by past perfect, which is the second action, as I told you before. But it has got a special rule or a special design. It must be followed or came after a sentence in past simple, but remember, it must be in negative form. It must be in negative form. Give me an example. The students didn't sit down until the teacher had arrived. Can you see? Before until, we got the second action, but it's in negative form. And after until, the first action, but it must be in the past perfect tense, as I told you before. Again, let's take another example. I didn't go home until I had bought some flowers for my mom. I didn't go home until I had bought some flowers for my mom. So until must be followed by first action, which is in the past perfect simple, and it must come before it the sentence in past simple, but in negative form. Remember, in negative form. Okay? That was our new lesson for today. It's too easy. Let's practice or take exercises. The first exercise is rewrite. Number 1, I corrected my project, then I typed it down, or I typed it up. I corrected my project, then I typed it up. He wants you here to use after. He got for you two actions happened in the past: corrected the project, typed it down, typed it on the keyboard on the laptop or computer and so on. You must see what is the first action to put it in past perfect, and what is the second action to keep it in past simple. So the first action must be in past perfect, had plus past participle. And the second action must be in past simple. What is the first action here? I corrected my project or I typed it? By logic, it's corrected my project. Okay, I'm going to explain it, Radwa. I'm going to explain it first and then you can answer. I will change the first action, which is corrected, to be in past perfect. And I will keep typed as it is. So the right answer will be after I had corrected my project, comma, I typed it up. Remember, I'm going to remove or cross and then, because I used a linking word, which is after. I cannot use in the same sentence after and then. No, it's incorrect. So you will start with after, put comma between the two sentences because you join them by after. And the rule said that we use past perfect after the linking word after. So the right answer here, after I had corrected my project, comma, I typed it up. Okay? Let's join the same sentences. The same sentences. I corrected my project and then I typed it up, but with before. With before. I'm going to connect or link the two sentences by before. It's the opposite. The opposite. I'm going to write or add after before the second action, which is in past simple.
Can I
And
do
the
it?
other sentence must be
Can I
in
do it?
past perfect. Okay, Jana, you raise your hand. Yes, Jana, answer.
Before I type my project, I corrected.
I want you to raise your voice, Jana.
Before I type my project, I correct it.
Okay, can you repeat again? I didn't hear you.
Before I type my project,
Hmm.
I correct it.
I had corrected it. Excellent. Before I typed my project up, I had corrected it. Excellent. The first action must be in had and past participle form. Had and past participle form, which is the past perfect simple. Also, he wants you to join the same two sentences, but this time by until. I corrected my project and then I typed it up. He wants you to join them by using until. What is the rule of until? What is the form of until? Until must come in the middle, but the sentence before until must be in past simple but in negative form. Past simple, negative form. Past simple, negative form. And the second sentence which comes after until must be in past perfect tense. In past perfect tense. Who can answer this? Who raised their hand? No one raised their hand. Hmm. I've got Hannah, Jana. Yes, Jana, answer. Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm?
I didn't
I
type
didn't.
my project, type my project
Hmm.
until I had corrected.
Excellent. I didn't type my project until I had corrected it. Perfect. I didn't type my project until I had corrected it. Perfect. Let's go to another sentence. The rain stopped and then the children played tennis. The rain stopped and then the children played tennis. He wants you here to join these two actions by using as soon as. Yes, Radwa, you raised your hand. Answer. Hmm. I'm listening. Radwa?
هاي
Hmm.
أنا نيرة
Yes, Nayera.
As soon as the rain stopped, the children started to play tennis.
As soon as the rain had stopped. Did you say had?
Yes.
Had stopped. Excellent, comma. The children played tennis. Perfect.
The children started tennis.
Excellent. Perfect, Nayera. As soon as the rain had stopped, the children played tennis. Excellent. On the same two sentences, which were the rain stopped and then the children played tennis, he wants you this time to join by using by the time. By the time. By the time equal before must be followed by the first action, which is in the past simple. First action, second action, past simple, and then the first action. Who can answer? Also, Nayara, I want a new face. Ritaj, Jana, Hoda. Who can answer? Try. Make mistakes and don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry about your mistakes. Yes, Jana? Answer. Jana? I'm hearing you.
Okay. By
I
the
cannot
time,
hear. Yes, Jana?
by the time
By the time
the rain had stopped, the
no, by
children
the time must be
played
followed
tennis.
by the second action. The second action.
Oh, by the time
Hmm.
the children played tennis, the
Excellent.
rain had stopped.
Excellent. By the time the children played tennis, the rain had stopped. Perfect. Well done, my dear. Here on the same two sentences, he wants you to join by using until. Until must be in the middle of the two sentences, must be followed by a sentence in negative form in past simple, and the second action or the second sentence must be in first action. Yes, Hoda, answer. Hoda, I'm listening. Hoda,
The children
the children
the children didn't play.
perfect, didn't play tennis
Still
until the rain
had stopped.
perfect. Well done, Jana. The children didn't play tennis until
Miss
the rain.
Hoda.
Yes, Hoda, perfect, perfect. The children didn't play tennis until the rain had stopped. Okay? Do you have any troubles here?
مش سامح.
Yes.
طب أنا لسه داخلة دلوقتي فما سمعتش اللسن وكده.
Okay,
ينفع حضرتك تعيديه تاني؟
Okay, I'm going to summarize our lesson for today for you. Are you Hala?
Nada.
Yes, Nada. We are talking now about the past perfect simple, which form is had plus the past participle tense or the past participle verb. The use of the past perfect, we use it to express I'm going to repeat from the beginning. We use it to express an action happened before specific time in the past. Okay, this is the first use. Okay, what about the second use? We use it to express an action happened before another action. An action happened before another action. What is the form of it? Is had plus the past participle. If I'm talking about the past perfect, I have got time expressions like as soon as, after, before, by the time. If I want to join two actions happened in the past, the first action must be in past perfect tense. First action which happened first must be in past perfect tense. And the second action which happened next must be in past simple tense. Like this example, after the teacher had arrived, the students sat down. What is the first action here? The teacher had arrived. What is the second action? The students sat down. We have got time expressions like after and before. What is the form of after? After equal as soon as. What is the rule of after? After must be followed by had plus the past participle, which is the first action. And the second sentence must be in past simple. As soon as equal after, as I said before. Before equal by the time. It must be followed by past simple, the second action, and the past perfect, the first action. Like this example, before the students sat down, the teacher had arrived. Okay? Until has got another rule. Until must be put in the middle of the sentence and followed by a sentence in past simple but in negative form, which is the second action. And the second sentence which comes after until, it must be the first action which is in past perfect tense. Okay, like this example, the students didn't sit down until the teacher had arrived. And we made this exercise together. Now we will complete exercising. Okay? Did you get the point, Nada?
Yes.
Okay. The first sentence here, or the first exercise, is rewrite the following sentence using words in brackets. Number one, before I came home, I had bought some sweets. Before I came home, I had bought some sweets. What is the first action? Had bought some sweets. What is the second action? Came home. So what happened first? Had bought some sweets. Remember, if our session ends, you can enter the same link, okay? Enter the same
Okay.
link to join us again. Before I came home, I had bought some sweets. The first action is had bought some sweets, and the second action came home. Who can use here until? Who raised her hand? Hannah?
Can I answer?
Hannah, Nada, Usama, Jana. Who will
Answer?
raise her hand? Jana, you raised your hand? Yes, Jana, answer. Jana?
Okay. I didn't come home until I brought some sweets.
Perfect. I didn't come home until I had bought some sweets. Well done. Number two. After mom had cooked lunch, she served it. After mom had cooked lunch, she served it. He wants you to use by the time. Zainab? Yes, Zainab. You can answer.
By the time
Mom?
she served it.
You must say what you are talking about in the first sentence. So you must use mom in the first sentence and lunch, because it's the first time you mention these words. So you have to say what are you talking about. Okay? So you will say mom on the first sentence. By the time mom
Served it.
lunch, by the time mom served lunch, she, on the second sentence, you can say she, because you are talking about the same person. Okay? She. Yes, my dear, I'm listening.
She could serve it.
By the time mom served lunch, she had cooked it. Okay? By the time mom served lunch, she had cooked it. Why did I use on the first sentence mom, not she? Because it's the first time I mentioned mom. And why did I use lunch on the first sentence? Because it's the first time I mentioned lunch. Now, what about the second sentence? You can say on the second sentence, she and it. Can you see the right answer? By the time mom served lunch, she had cooked it. Okay? I convert the order of the sentence, but I keep using the first word mom and the first word lunch. Okay? Number 3. They had went to the amusement park as soon as they had finished all their homework. They had went to the amusement park as soon as they had finished all their homework. He wants you here to use before. Before means that we are going to change the order of the sentence. Who raised their hands? Who can answer? Hannah? Yes, Hannah, you can answer. Hmm. I'm listening. Before?
Samah
Hmm.
try to open her microphone.
Turn on your microphone, my dear. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Yes, Nada Osama. Nada Osama?
Yes.
Yes. Can you answer?
Yes, I can.
Yes, answer.
Before they had finished all their homework, they went to the amusement park.
No, it's incorrect. After before, the past simple and the first action. Where is here the first action? Went to the amusement park. So put it after before.
Yeah.
Again,
After
yes,
before,
Nada. Before.
before they went to the amusement park,
Or, comma.
comma, they hadn't
They had
finished all the
They had finished all their homework, not negative form. They had finished all their homework. Perfect. Well done, my dear. Before they went to the amusement park, they had finished all their homework. Well done. Let's go to this rewrite. I didn't enter the shop until I had put on my mask. As you know, these days we always must put on our mask before going into any shop. I didn't enter the shop until I had put on my mask. After must be followed by the first action, which is in the past perfect, and then the first action, the second action. Who can answer this? Who raised their hand? Yes, Nayera?
Yes.
Yes. Huh.
Before I had entered
He wants you to use after.
the shop.
Remember, after here started with a small letter, so you can put it in the middle.
Okay. After, can I begin with it?
Yes, you can.
After I put on my mask.
After I had, remember, after the word, excellent, past perfect. After I had put on my mask.
I entered the shop.
Excellent, perfect. After I had put on my mask, I entered the shop. Or I entered the shop after I had put on my mask. They are the same. They are correct. But we prefer, if you have got the word started with a small letter, put it in the middle. If we have got the word started with capital letter, put it at the beginning. Okay? Let's take this underline exercise. after he. Who can read and answer this sentence? Read and answer. Yes, Nada.
Me.
Yes.
Read and answer.
After he had finished his work, he went back home.
Excellent. Well done. After he had finished. Well done. Number 2. Who can read and answer number 2?
Can I
Jana?
answer?
Yes, Jana.
Before they traveled to Cairo.
They?
Okay.
They? What's your answer? Before they travel to Cairo,
Before
they?
they travel to Cairo, they
We have
had
got the first action, which is in the past perfect. You will choose the past perfect.
booked.
Had booked. Excellent.
Had
So the
booked.
right answer is had booked the train ticket. Excellent. Number 3. Who can read and answer number 3? I want a new face with me. Yes. The same people. We have got Ritaj, Hani. Why don't you answer Ritaj? Try. Ritaj, Jana, Amir, Hana. Try. Try to join us.
Amir.
Yes, Ritaj.
Amir.
Can you read and answer, Ritaj?
He
Out until he had taken his father's permission. It's the rule of until. So, symbol in negative form.
didn't go.
Didn't go. Perfect, Ritaj. Well done. Well done. Remember, if our session ends, you can enter the same link. Okay? Remember. Number 4. Before mom prepared the food, the living room. It's the rule of before. Who raised her hand? I want a new face.
Can I answer?
Yes.
Before
Are you with me? Hoda? Yes.
Sure.
Before mom prepared the food, she had cleaned the living room.
Excellent. She had cleaned the living room. This is the first action. Excellent, my dear. Number 5. Who can read and answer number 5? Yes, Ritaj.
As soon as they had
Had their breakfast, they went to school. Excellent. Why had? Because it's after as soon as. The one who asked at the beginning of the session, why do we use had? The first has is the helping verb of the past perfect, and the second has is the main verb of the sentence. Had means had eaten. Okay? You have any troubles here? Number 6. Number 6, we didn't call him. We had known the answer. I want a new face, Ritaj, not new. Yes, Huda. Answer, Huda.
Until.
Until. So your right answer is until. Perfect. Number 2. Sorry, number 7. By the time Sally. I want someone to read and answer this. Yes, Nada, Osama. Read and answer.
Yes. By the time Sally sent her email, she had checked.
Perfect. Sent. Why? Because it's after by the time. Well done. Number 8. Who can read and answer number 8? Read and answer. Ritaj. Yes, answer.
me.
Yes, Ritaj.
Okay, I had had my drink until I had finished my work.
Had finished my work. Well done, my dear. Excellent. Because it's the first action. Here we will have rewrite. Number one. By the time I wrote the letter, I had bought a stamp. Stamp means the little picture that we used to put on the letters before sending them. You don't know them now because you are sending emails, not letters. Okay? By the time I wrote the letter, I had bought a stamp. He wants you to use as soon as. Hmm. Who will be with me? Who raised their
Can I
hand?
answer?
No one
As
raised. Zainab, are you answering?
Can I?
Zainab,
Can I
answer.
yes,
try? Can I?
as soon as
Hmm.
I had bought a stamp,
Hmm.
I wrote the letter.
Perfect. As soon as I had bought a stamp, I wrote the letter. Well done. Well done. Number two, she washed her face, then she put on her clothes. So the first action, washed her face. The second action, put on her
She didn't
clothes. Yes,
put
I have
her.
got Jana. Yes,
She
answer Jana.
she didn't
Hmm.
put her clothes on until she washed her face.
Had washed her face. Perfect. She didn't put on her clothes until she had washed her face. Or she didn't put her clothes on, as you said, Jana, they are the same. But the most important two things, didn't put and had washed. Number three, after I had done my homework, I went to the club. Before, I want a new face. Didn't answer with me today. New face. Hmm. Who didn't answer with me? Yes, Nelly. Are you here? Nada, Osama, Hoda, Hannah. I want to hear your voice, Hannah. Ritesh, Zainab, Jana. All of you. Answer with me.
Can I answer?
Yes, who are you?
I went to the
Yeah. Hmm.
I went to the club
Hmm.
before I had done my homework.
No, it's the opposite بقى. Before comes or followed by the second action. So it will be before I went. Okay? Can you repeat? Repeat your answer. Hmm. Before I went, I'm listening. Hmm.
Before I went to the club,
Hmm.
I had done my homework.
Excellent. Before I went to the club, I had done my homework. Well done. Let's go to number four. The guests left. Then she did the washing up. The guests left. Then she did the washing up. After. Hmm. Who can answer?
Me, I can answer.
Yes, the one who said I can answer. Answer.
Okay. Um, After the guest left, she did the washing up. Oh, she had the washing up.
Remember, my dear, the guests had. I cannot see this, and the after the guests had left, she did the washing up. After must be followed by the first action. What happened first here? The guests had left. And what happened after the guests had left? She did the washing up. Okay? Did you get the point?
Yes.
Number five, they had played the guitar before the show started. They had played the guitar before the show started. He wants you here to use by the time. By the time. Hmm. Who can answer?
Can I answer?
Yes. I have got two raised their hand. Zainab and Jana. Yes, Jana.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
They have played the guitar for the
By the time,
by the time by the time
followed by
the
the first
show
action.
had by the time
Hmm.
they play they play they have
By the
played the
time followed
guitar.
by the first action. The first action.
Yes. By the time they had played the guitar,
No,
the
no, no, no.
show
The
had
first,
started.
sorry. By the time must be followed by the show started, which is the second action. By the time,
I said that at first. I said that at first and
okay, I didn't hear you. Sorry, my dear. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Huh?
by the time
Hmm.
the show had started,
No, not had
they
started. Started only in past simple.
okay,
By the time the show
okay,
started, hmm,
they
hmm,
had played the guitar.
perfect. By the time the show started, they had played the guitar. Well done. Number 6, Sam took my pen and he gave it to our teacher. Sam took my pen and he gave it to our teacher. He wants you here to use after.
Can I answer?
Yes, answer.
After he gave in to our teacher, Sam took my pen.
What happened first? He took my pen. So put it in the past perfect simple tense or past perfect form. So it will be after
After,
Sam. Hmm.
after Sam took my pen,
No, the past
he
perfect form is had plus the past participle. After Sam had. Hmm.
after Sam had
What
it
is the
to
past
our
participle of took? Taken. Okay? After Sam had taken, complete, my
my pen,
dear.
he gave it to our teacher.
Excellent. After Sam had taken my pen, comma, he gave it to our teacher. Remember, we have to remove and put instead of it a comma. Okay? Number 7. My dad didn't come home until he had parked his car. He wants you here to use before. Who can use before here? Who raised their hand? The same persons. Nada, Huda, Zainab, Jana.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, Jana. Hmm.
Another.
Yes, Nada. Hmm.
My dad didn't come home until he had. Sorry, my dad didn't come home before he had parked his car.
Before must be followed by the second action, which is in past simple form. In past simple form. So you will see where is the past simple sentence. Put it after before. Hmm. Before here started with small letter. So you can put it in the middle of the sentence. Hmm.
Yes, I know.
Okay? Say, don't say didn't come. This is the rule of until. With before, we use past simple and past perfect. Say again, Nada. Hmm.
My dad.
Hmm. Hmm. My dad. I'll give you time to think, Nada, and take another one. Okay? Yes, Zainab. Zainab, can you answer this?
Okay.
Hmm.
Before my dad came home,
Hmm.
he had baked his car.
Parked his car.
His car.
Before my dad came home, Nada, are you with me? Before must be followed by a sentence in past simple form. Where is the sentence or the second action here? Didn't come. I will put it in affirmative form, not negative. So it will be before my dad came home, he had barked his score. Okay, let's go to number 8. Ali saw the birds, then it flew away. As soon as. Yes, Zainab.
As soon as.
Followed by the first action, past perfect form. First action, past perfect form. As soon as.
Ali saw the bird.
It must be had seen.
Seen the bird, it flew away.
Excellent. You can use as soon as in the middle or at the beginning. The birds flew away as soon as Alice had seen it, or as soon as Ali had seen the bird, it flew away. It can be the same. But remember, as soon as must be followed by the first action, which is in the past perfect tense, and the second action must be in past simple tense. Okay? Do you have any troubles?
No.
Okay, we will make another exercise, but in your student book. Here we will have a video, and then we will have questions on the video. Okay? Are you ready to hear and listen or watch the video? Are you ready?
Yes.
We are going to watch it twice and then answer the questions together, okay? Yeah, let's start.
I can't hear the voice.
That's why I'm interviewing my
Cannot
friends
hear
about
the
how they...
sound. I'm going to repeat it from the beginning, okay? Now you will hear it.
Portal to Module 5. Killing time.
Today, I'm looking for some inspiration on how to spend my free time. That's why I'm interviewing my friends about how they spent the weekend. Margaret, did you do anything interesting at the weekend?
My friends had organised a bowling night, so I spent my Saturday evening at the bowling alley. What a night! It was so exciting, and we had so much fun.
What about you, Logan?
I spent my Saturday afternoon playing video games. Actually, my brother asked me to help him with a new video game he'd bought. He had difficulty getting to the next level, and I didn't mind helping him, of course.
And you, Emma?
I had booked tickets weeks before, and I finally saw my favourite band perform live on Sunday. I had been looking forward to this concert for such a long time. I even managed to get the lead singer's autograph. It was such a cool experience.
Okay, we are going to repeat it again. We have got a friend, have got inspiration or ideas about how to spend your weekend. And he interviewed 3 of his friends. They talked differently about their weekend. How did they, or they usually spend their weekend. We are going to watch the video again.
Portal to Module 5. Killing time.
Today, I'm looking for some inspiration on how to spend my free time. That's why I'm interviewing my friends about how they spent the weekend. Margaret, did you do anything interesting at the weekend?
My friends had organised a bowling night, so I spent my Saturday evening at the bowling alley. What a night! It was so exciting, and we had so much fun.
What about you, Logan?
I spent my Saturday afternoon playing video games. Actually, my brother asked me to help him with a new video game he'd bought. He had difficulty getting to the next level, and I didn't mind helping him, of course.
And you, Emma?
I had booked tickets weeks before, and I finally saw my favourite band perform live on Sunday. I had been looking forward to this concert for such a long time. I even managed to get the lead singer's autograph. It was such a cool experience.
Okay, did you watch the video? Are you with me? Are you following?
Yes.
Okay. The first question, watch the whole video as what we did. Match each person with the correct picture. We have got Emma. Which picture is suitable to Emma? A, B, or C?
A.
A, perfect. Emma attended a concert or dancing party or singing party. Margaret, which is suitable to Margaret?
C.
Yes, B, it's the bowling. And Logan?
B.
C.
C.
Perfect, perfect. Well done. Let's go to the next exercise. Answer these questions. What is the boy interviewing his friends about? He interviewing them about what? About what?
How they
How to spend weekends.
do
Excellent.
their
How they spend
How to
their
spend
weekends.
weekends.
He is interviewing his friends about how they spent the weekend. Well done. Who had organized the bowling night? The bowling night by whom?
Margaret.
Margaret.
friends.
Well done. Margaret's friends. How did Margaret find the evening at the bowling alley? Bowling alley means like the court or the stadium of the bowling or the place where we can play bowling in. How did Margaret find the evening at it? Was it nice or bad?
Nice.
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 Yes, it was exciting and she had so much fun. Well done. What did Logan's brother need help with? He needs help with what? When he bought
Video
the
games.
new
With his
PlayStation.
PlayStation game.
Excellent, well done. He needed help with a video game he had bought. Well done. Number 5. How did Emma feel about going to the concert? Did she like it or no?
Like it.
He was so excited.
Excellent. She liked it. She found it much fun. Okay? So she had been looking forward to it for such long time. Means she liked it and she wanted it from long time. What did Emma return home with after the concert? She returned with what?
The autograph of
Excellent.
the lead of the band.
Autograph or the signature of the lead. She returned home with the lead singer's autograph. Well done, well done. How brilliant you are. Here we will have an exercise about the past perfect. Read the example, paying special attention to verbs in bold, past simple or past perfect, and answer the question. The first example that we have, by the time we arrived at the cinema, the film had already started. By the time we arrived at the cinema, the film had already started. What happened first? What happened first? What is the first action?
We
Arrived at the cinema or had started?
arrived at the cinema.
Happened first, had started. And what happened next? Arrived, okay? So the first action, the film started. The second action, we arrived at the cinema. Means that the film started before we came, okay? Can you rephrase the sentence using time expression after or before? It's likely right. Can you say the same sentence by using after or before? Who can make the first sentence? After, by using after. Who raised her hand? We are 6 now. Yes, Hoda. Can you answer it, Hoda?
Which one? أنا مش فاهمة.
The same sentence. By the time we arrived at the cinema, the film had already started. Use after in this sentence.
Okay.
Can you use after?
Yes.
After the film had already started,
Excellent.
We arrived at the cinema.
Perfect. Well done. Well done. طب what about before? Who can answer before? Who can make the same sentence by using before? It's on the contrary. On the contrary. Before we arrived at the cinema, the film had already started. Okay? Or we arrived at the cinema after the film had started. The film had started before we arrived.